Today we are going to talk about surface area of pyramids. So here's a few examples of what a square base pyramid would look like as a 3D shape and as a net. So a 3D square pyramid can be unwrapped to create a flat 2D shape called the net of the pyramid. The net has one square and 4 triangles. So let's look at some attributes of a pyramid. The pyramid has only one base. So I'm going to shade the base just like I did on the surface area of a prism. We always like to shade the base. So there's only one base, and the number of faces will be determined by the base. So since on a square, there's 4 sides on the base of the square, so there would be 4 faces, which are triangles. Now, on a triangular pyramid, the triangle is the base here. There's 3 sides, so that means there's going to be 3 faces that make it up. So here's our first example of a rectangular pyramid. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shade the base. So the base is the thing in the middle. Here it is a rectangle. Now, let's fill in our chart over to the right. The shape of the base is a rectangle. The formula for the area of a rectangle was area equals base times height. And now we need to show our work of finding it. So for base times height, I'm going to multiply 6 times 8. And 6 times 8 gives us 48. It'd be centimeters squared. I'm going to go ahead and write that in our shape as well, 48. Now, let's look at the sides, or another word could be called the faces. The shape of the faces are triangles. The formula for a triangle is area equals base times height divided by 2. Now let's figure it out. We know the base of this triangle right here would be 8. Now this triangle would be the same as this triangle. So I'm going to color code that to help me see. Color coding is a good way to help you separate different shapes because all those triangles kind of look alike. And then I'm going to see that this side is a different color as well. So, since I have 2 different faces, I'm going to separate my workspace in half. That way, I can have 2 separate spaces. Now, the first one, I see that the base is 8, and the height is 14. Now, that's not in the same triangle, but we've already determined that this triangle and this triangle are the same. So, I'm going to do 8 times 14 divided by 2. Now I can do this in any order, so I'm actually going to do 14 divided by 2 first because I like dealing with smaller numbers. So we get 7, and then we bring down that 8. So 8 times 7 is 56. So let's fill that in over here. And let's do the other triangles. So we see that the base is 6, and again, this isn't in the same triangle, but the height is 12. We've determined that this triangle here and this triangle here are the same. So the base is 6, and the height is 12. So 6 times 12 divided by 2. Again, I'm going to do the divided by 2 first to get 6 and 6. And 6 times 6 is 36. So I'm going to put that over here. And now I need to add up. So I have 48 for the base plus 56 plus 56 plus 36 plus 36. For time purposes, I'm just going to add it up for you. That is 232 centimeters squared. It's still surface area, so we still have to have that unit squared at the end. Here's example 2. The shape of the base, let's highlight it real quick, is a square. So that's all sides of the base are the same. So the shape is square. The formula is area equals base times height. And the work would be 4 times 4 to give us 16. So let's write that in. Now, let's figure out the sides. All the sides, since it's a square base, are going to be the same. So this triangle, this triangle, this triangle, and this triangle are all the exact same. So it should make our work a little less. So again, sides can also be called faces. And the shape is a triangle. The triangle formula is area equals base times height divided by 2. Now let's highlight these so we know they are the same. Again, color coding helps us organize our thoughts and our work. All right. So the triangle's base, so this side right here, would be 4, and we're told that right in that area. So the base is 4, the height is 6. So 4 times 6, it's a triangle, so we have to divide by 2. I'm going to divide 6 by 2 first to give us 3, multiply by 4, and that is 12. So that means each of these are 12. Now, to make this a little easier, we can do 12 times 4, since there's 4 exact same triangles, to get 48. And then we just have to add our base of 16 plus 48 for all of the faces. And we do that to get 64 centimeters squared. It's still surface area, so it has to be units squared.